16. Conclusion: the psyche and its infinite potential. As we approach the end of this exploratory journey, it is essential to pause and reflect on the various themes addressed. We began with a deep dive into the real stories of ordinary individuals who showed us the amazing capabilities of extrasensory experience. These narratives laid the groundwork, piquing our curiosity about the hidden power within each of us. We have examined the close connection between mind and body, emphasizing how our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs affect our physical health. The example of the placebo effect showed us how powerful belief alone can be in the healing process, while understanding neuroplasticity unveiled our brain's amazing ability to reorganize and adapt in response to experiences. Meditation, an ancient practice, has proven to be a powerful tool in promoting mental and physical well-being. Numerous studies and testimonials have illustrated how regular practice can lead to profound changes not only at the level of awareness, but also in the very structure of our brain. Additionally, we addressed the importance of emotions, and how managing stress, happiness, and other feelings can directly affect our physical health. We have learned that by embracing and understanding our emotions, we can improve our quality of life and achieve optimal health. The holistic approach has reminded us that we are more than the sum of our parts. The integration of mind, body, and spirit is not only essential for healing, but it is also the key to a full and meaningful life. Now, as we prepare to dive into the next topic, it's crucial to emphasize the importance of self-awareness. Self-understanding is the foundation from which any journey of healing and transformation begins. In the next section, we'll explore how self-awareness can be not only a tool for healing, but also a compass that guides us through life's challenges. The importance of self-awareness. The journey through the human mind and its potential inevitably leads us to the door of introspection, where we understand that knowing ourselves is one of the most valuable skills we can cultivate. But why is this awareness so crucial? First, it is the key to understanding your own emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. When we recognize, for example, a recurring negative thought pattern, we can investigate its roots and address them directly, rather than letting them passively influence our actions and decisions. Let's take the case of Luca, who has always avoided public speaking. Once she looked into this fear, she found it dated back to an embarrassing childhood experience. With this awareness, she was able to work through that painful memory and gradually overcome her anxiety. Furthermore, having deep self-knowledge allows us to build healthier and more authentic relationships. Claire, for example, used to react angrily in stressful situations. Upon careful reflection, she recognized that this anger was often a mask for her insecurity. By acknowledging and dealing with this insecurity, she was able to respond to challenges with greater calmness and compassion, greatly improving her interactions with others. Self-awareness is also essential for our personal and professional development. It helps us recognize our strengths and weaknesses, set realistic goals, and take concrete actions to achieve them. We remember Marco, who aspired to become a leader in his field. Reflecting on her skills, she identified areas in which she needed training and looked for opportunities to develop them, thus accelerating her professional growth. Ultimately, self-awareness can enrich our life experience, allowing us to live with greater presence, gratitude, and joy. When we know what truly makes us happy, we can actively seek out those experiences, rather than blindly chasing what society tells us we should want. This authenticity leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. As we go, we'll examine how the insights and extrasensory abilities we've previously explored can be integrated into everyday life to enrich our experience and guide our actions more aligned with our true selves. This integration represents another step forward in understanding the infinite potential of the human psyche. Integrating ESP into everyday life. When we talk about extrasensory abilities, ESP, such as telepathy, clairvoyance, or premonitions, we often tend to think of mysterious or esoteric phenomena. However, many people report experiences that could fall under the umbrella of ESP, such as hearing that a close friend is about to call just before they actually do, or having a strong feeling about an event that then occurs. But how can we incorporate these experiences and insights into our everyday lives in a constructive way? A first step is to recognize and value these experiences without immediately dismissing them as mere coincidences. Let's take Martha, for example, who often has premonitory dreams. Instead of ignoring these dreams, he began keeping a journal of them, noting every detail and comparing his notes with the actual events that followed. This practice allowed her to recognize recurring patterns and themes, giving her greater confidence in her intuitions. Another approach is to consciously cultivate our extrasensory sensitivity through meditation and mindfulness practices. Fabio, for example, regularly engages in meditation focused on opening the third eye, an energy center traditionally associated with extrasensory perception. Over time, he has noticed an increase in his ability to sense the subtle energies around him and to intuit the intentions of others. It is essential, however, to approach ESP with a sense of balance and discernment. While it can be tempting to rely solely on intuition and extrasensory perception to make decisions, it's just as important to supplement these intuitions with logic and common sense. Lucia, for example, while often having very accurate insights into her clients in her work as a consultant, always refers to hard data and information when making recommendations, integrating ESP with sound rational decision-making. Also, while ESP can enrich our life experience, it's crucial that we don't use it to infringe on others' boundaries or privacy. Ethics must always guide the use of our extrasensory abilities, ensuring they are used for the greater good and not for manipulative purposes. Ultimately, integrating ESP into our daily lives can offer a broader and deeper perspective, allowing us to navigate the world with greater sensitivity and awareness. However, as with any tool or skill, it is essential to use it responsibly and with discernment. In the next section, we will explore emerging horizons in ESP research, investigating current frontiers of our knowledge and potential discoveries that could further revolutionize our understanding of the potential of the psyche. Possible future developments in ESP research. Research on extrasensory abilities, often considered on the fringes of mainstream science, is slowly gaining legitimacy thanks to technological advances and growing public interest. As technology advances and research methodologies evolve, there are significant expectations about how our understanding of extrasensory abilities might evolve in the coming years. One of the most promising developments is the use of advanced imaging technologies, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, and positron emission tomography, PET. These tools allow researchers to observe the brain in action as ESP phenomena occur, providing unprecedented insight into the areas of the brain involved. For example, a recent study used fMRI to monitor the brains of individuals who claimed to have telepathic abilities, detecting abnormal activity in specific brain regions during tests of telepathy. In parallel, there is growing interest in combining traditional Eastern techniques of mind development, such as meditation, with Western research methodologies. This merger could lead to new training protocols to boost ESP abilities. For example, some researchers are experimenting with meditation programs designed specifically to develop clairvoyance or precognition, measuring progress through standardized tests. Another exciting area is the study of indigenous peoples and their spiritual practices. Many indigenous cultures have centuries-old traditions related to extrasensory abilities, considered a natural part of the human experience. By analyzing these traditions in the light of modern scientific knowledge, we may discover new perspectives and techniques that have been overlooked by Western research. However, it is essential to approach these studies with a balanced attitude. While the possibility of scientifically confirming the existence of ESP capabilities is exciting, it is vital to approach research with rigor, healthy skepticism, and ethical integrity, avoiding overenthusiasm or a tendency to jump to conclusions. Finally, as the network of researchers interested in ESP expands and interdisciplinary collaborations increase, we are likely to see exponential growth in the quality and quantity of research published on this topic over the next decade. In the next section, we delve into the fascinating theory that views extrasensory perception not as an anomaly, but as a possible evolutionary stage in human history, a latent ability that could play a key role in our future as a species. Extrasensory perception as evolution. In the landscape of human evolution, many capabilities that we now take for granted once weren't. Just as our capacity for language, abstract thinking, and collaboration marked crucial evolutionary milestones, it is possible that extrasensory abilities represent another chapter in the history of our species. In fact, they could be indications of a progressive expansion of the cognitive and perceptive capacities of the human being. Consider, for example, how abilities such as hearing and vision developed in response to environmental demands. Over millions of years, these senses helped our ancestors survive by providing crucial information about the world around them. Similarly, extrasensory abilities may have emerged as a response to new environmental challenges or needs, or may represent an adaptation to an increasingly complex and interconnected world. Some researchers theorize that, in situations of danger or stress, individuals may experience episodes of extrasensory perception, as if the brain has the ability to widen its antennae in response to unforeseen threats. For example, there are anecdotes of people who have sensed danger before it actually manifests itself, such as having a bad feeling just before an accident. Similarly, there are many cultures in which extrasensory skills are not only recognized but also valued as essential skills. In these societies, individuals gifted with these abilities often serve as leaders or councils, emphasizing the social and cultural importance of these gifts. However, the main question remains, if such abilities are indeed part of our evolutionary heritage, why aren't they more widespread or manifest in all individuals? One possible explanation is that, like many other abilities, extrasensory perception may require a specific environment to emerge and develop. Just as a musical talent may remain hidden until an individual has access to an instrument, ESP abilities may need special circumstances to manifest. In conclusion, the evolutionary perspective offers a fascinating and promising framework for understanding extrasensory abilities. If these skills are indeed a sign of evolution, they could represent a step forward in our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Continuing this exploratory journey, in the next section we will focus on how extrasensory perception can serve as a bridge between the individual and the universe, and how this connection can offer new insights into the nature of reality itself. ESP and the connection to the universe. The idea that the individual can have a deep and intrinsic connection with the surrounding universe has ancient roots. Since time immemorial, humans have sought to understand their place in the grand scheme of things, and the possibility of perceptions beyond the traditional senses further expands this exploration. If we possess capabilities that transcend physical limitations, then we might as well have more direct access to the very fabric of existence. Many ancestral cultures believed in a fabric, or a web, that interconnected everything, where every individual, every creature and every element was tied together in a delicate balance. This worldview suggests that what happens on one level of existence can, in some way, influence what happens on other levels. Let's imagine for a moment a calm lake. If we throw a stone, the waves spread in all directions, affecting every inch of the water's surface. Similarly, our actions, thoughts and emotions may create ripples in the fabric of existence. If we look at extrasensory perception as an extension of this concept, then we may begin to see how these abilities could serve as a sort of antenna, tuned to the subtle frequencies of the universe. Take, for example, intuition. How many times have we had a feeling about something, only to find that it was correct? Or how do we explain those moments when we feel a deep connection with someone, even if they're thousands of miles away? These could be examples of how our psyches interact with the world in ways we don't fully understand. Modern physics has begun to approach these ideas through theories such as quantum mechanics, which suggests that everything is interconnected at a subatomic level. In this context, the idea that we could perceive or influence realities far from us is not that far from possible. Yet as we explore these concepts, it is essential to maintain a balance between open-mindedness and skepticism. Research and understanding are the key to navigating these unknown territories, always looking for evidence and critically reflecting on what we discover. As we near the end of this exploratory journey, we will indulge in some more personal reflections on the meaning and implications of it all. How do these revelations affect our perception of ourselves and our place in the universe? And how can we use this knowledge to live fuller, more connected lives? These will be the topics of the next paragraph. Personal reflections. Each journey through the depths of the mind and human potential brings with it a series of unique and transformative revelations. Exploring the vast inner universe is as compelling as discovering the outer cosmos. And as with any great expedition, there are moments of wonder, confusion, and enlightenment. One of the most amazing revelations of this journey was the understanding of the inherent interconnection between all beings. Intuitively, many of us feel this connection to each other and to the universe, but recognizing it as a potential reality of our nature changes perspective. It could be compared to the sensation of seeing the Earth from above for the first time. That sight makes us realize how small we are, but also how essentially we are connected to this planet and all on it. Experiences of synchronicity, intuition, and extrasensory perceptions can be seen as manifestations of this universal connectivity. Think, for example, of those moments when you thought about someone and, shortly after, that person called you. Or when you felt something was about to happen, and it did. These are not mere coincidences, but could be tangible examples of how we are tuned into frequencies beyond our immediate understanding. As we conclude our journey through the mysteries of the mind, let us reflect on the mind's immense capacity for change and healing. This exploration would not have been possible without your curiosity and open-mindedness. Thanks to you readers and to all who contributed their stories and research. Even as we close this installment, the discovery of the potential of the psyche continues every day. The mind is a vast territory of wonders and mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and together we can explore its limitless potential.